Hello, everyone. I see questions rolling in. Yes, this is amazing. We're getting started. I'm going to make sure that the notification here goes out. There it is. We're going to test the sound. Yep, we have sound. We have the whole 9 yards. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm seeing a lot of questions drop in, but I want the algorithm to give a chance to notify. I love these beautiful chimes. Zen chimes. So we're going to settle in while everybody joins. Let me know that you're here in the chat. Put a message in for me. So I'm going to read through. I've got Sonia, Marianne, Rhea, Mary Lee, Nancy G, hello, Maria, Kimberly, Teresa, hello, everyone. Welcome to our live Q&A Power Hour. We're going to get started. I'm just kind of waiting for folks to come in, see that view count go up a little, and we're going to start with Sonia. Sonia, lovely to have you here at Creators on the Crest. Just a reminder to everyone, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. You can also, after you drop your question, you can also use the little heart emoji, the smiley face, the party emoji, the ones that are over to the right of the public chat or the live chat. So you've got those to use too, to let me know you're here. I've seen a few of the hearts come through already. Woo! For those of you that were with me this last Friday on Frequency Friday, thanks for sticking with me. I was pushing through a pretty bad migraine, but it is gone now, and we are ready to roll. I'm going to go ahead and get started and let people join in as they're meant to. Sonia would like to know what she can expect for the month of November. Okay, we're going to go with the Light Seers Tarot for you, Sonia. So we'll get started with Miss Sonia. So nice to have you here and lovely. Thank you for asking a question. What can Sonia expect for this month? What can Sonia expect? Ooh, how interesting. And I'm going to go with the daily crystal inspiration and get you a companion crystal too for your little message here, Sonia. And then after Sonia, I've got Mary Ann. Awesome. Nancy G, if you're here, thank you so much for the beautiful gift. The few gifts that you've given me, I really appreciate that. Tressa, you as well, for getting me a cup of tea. Tonight's tea is an herbal cold care. I've got the Wolf Out Wednesday Addams Wolf Out Enid mug here that my daughter loves, but I've got the organic herbal cold care because both my kids got a cold. We've had little ones. We were at like Halloween parties, so I'm going to take it into, into myself and make sure I stay healthy here. All right, Sonia, here we go. Okay, what can you expect this month? It's really interesting here, Sonia. You can expect this to be quite a reflective month for you, but also one in which I think a lot of ideas are going to be coming your way. I would get your journal handy here, Sonia, because as you are in these quiet moments throughout the month, anytime you find a quiet moment, I feel like you're going to get a download of some kind. So I don't know if you use voice notes on your phone or you like to carry a journal and write ideas down, but you are definitely positioned in a way to be a recipient of ideas. And I think these ideas are going to lead you into your next best actions. It doesn't necessarily mean those actions will have to be like forced during the month of November or anything. I think it's more of an integration period for you when it comes to your passions and how you want to take action in the world. Okay. Now, you've got this other angle here too, Sonia, that's really, I don't even know what side to put it on. It's about family and gathering and getting together. I think you're one of those people that's probably going to be interacting with people, maybe even meeting some new people this month. This is a very family oriented card as well. So it could refer to the holidays and getting together or planning or it could be the friends that are your family as well. It looks like things are coming together in the social area for you, the physical area, and it feels very grounded and very good. Now, I really want to point out the red here, and I chose to wear red. I got the red light, shining over here. And red is going to be a color for you as well, Sonia, I believe. The crystal that I got for you, and I think this would be a good crystal for you to work with throughout the month of November. And, if you feel the call to do something, do it, take that action toward your ideas that you're getting. But you got red jasper, take action. You can also just use this stone to help you build the energy toward taking action. So, a lot of ideas coming in for you for the month, reflection, integration that is going to lead to action. And it's going to be so important that you're rooted in. You're rooted in harmony and in a supportive circle and space around you. Okay. All right, Sonia, thank you so much for dropping by. We're going to move on, saying hello to the Gemini. Hello, the Gemini. Thank you for joining. We're going to Mary Ann next. Okay, Marianne, we're going to move over to the Crystal Visions Tarot for you. And you are asking, what is M's next action toward me before the new year? Okay, what is M's next action toward Marianne before the new year? Okay, what is? All right, and I'm going to go into the Angel Dreams Oracle here, because with M, I do see a little bit of isolation or confusion. Oh, what is going to be the next action? This is really, really interesting. The energies that I'm feeling, it's not confused energy on M's part, but it's like they don't want to mess things up. Whoever M is they do not want to mess things up. They seem to be in a little bit of a place of maybe being too hard on themselves or not having enough confidence with this Eight of Swords. To me, their energy, what it feels like to me, and I don't even know if this has anything to do with your relationship with them, or you're a part of this, or there's other things going on in their life. That's not super clear, but what it feels like is it feels like M is dealing with a shrapnel hit. So like an explosion that sends out all these bits of shrapnel and their energy field has been hit. So M's energy field is a little bit, scattered and seems to be trying to deal with things in multiple directions. And all along the while, I get that they're working on something, but they want it to be like perfection. They want to perfect their approach to you. I think it's going to be slow. I think it'll be well thought out, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's some sort of invitation to do something together, go someplace together. So to me, like, I feel like this could be something like go to get coffee, but it feels actually a little bit more adventurous than that to me. But I feel like they're spending some time working on this invitation. I think it's bigger than just like a coffee date, for example. In the middle here, when I pulled a card from this Angel Dreams, we got travel, journey, path, and location. Okay, so I feel like their action toward you is going to have something to do with the two of you traveling together somewhere. Now, you could also look at this metaphorically as like an invitation of let's travel on this journey together. Let's take this path together. But I wouldn't be surprised if mingled in somehow, there might be some sort of action or invitation toward going somewhere, because we do have location here. We do have location and something change, maybe a day trip or something along those lines. Like I said, going for a coffee date seems not what I'm feeling. That's a little too basic. It feels like M's putting in a lot more, but there's also something they're dealing with. And so the energies might be a little slower coming toward you. Maybe it's something you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for them to come toward you, and it's been kind of a slow going process. But you know what? Sometimes the energies that culminate in those slower processes will be longer lasting. So keep that in mind. That's what I get for you, Marianne. Thank you so much for coming on and asking a question. We're going to go with Rhea next. Hello, Rhea. Can I ask what A genuinely felt toward me when we were in contact? Okay, so we're looking for a genuine answer for Rhea here about what A actually authentically and genuinely felt when they were in contact. Okay, and I'm going to go back to the angel dreams here because I'm feeling that undercurrent kind of connecting energy, Rhea, with you and A. So let's have a look here. Let's have a look here. All right. So when you were in contact, the energy we got is the Seven of Cups. I feel a lot of genuine indecisiveness on the part of A. And I think it did come across to you as it may have made you feel like A is not choosing me fully. Okay. And that's not a good feeling when you're looking to, in the cups energy, you're looking to have that emotional connection with the person, right? And I get that sense of like A was distracted, A was not fully committed, A was giving themselves multiple choices, even if their heart was telling them the direction to go or how to express. Um, I think they knew that, and I think that A knew you deserved better because we also got the Justice card here, the number 11, which is that partnership number, the one and one coming together. We're coming up on 1111. I wouldn't be surprised for you, Rhea, if there's some sort of, at the very least, an energetic contact with A, if nothing else. I think that A might be a little bit embarrassed about their behavior when you were in contact, and maybe they feel like it didn't come through as clearly as they wanted it to. A feels to me like there's an underlying fear that A carries. And your energy presented something very real and true. And A just didn't know how to bring that into balance when you were in contact. Maybe something A has never experienced before as well. And remember, when people are embarrassed, sometimes they act strangely, right? And I'm not excusing any kind of like poor behavior, rude behavior, anything, but sometimes it's like easier for them to kind of take the shallow way out rather than owning how they feel and their like emotions, and oh, I'm going to get honest here. So there was some authentic like confusion and just distraction and giving themselves like this out, these openings, but in not committing. But also there's this, man, like that's not the right thing to do, and they know it. Now, in the middle of the energy here, we got the flower dandelion, and it says vitality and empowerment and perseverance. And I think the this last contact with A, and then the space that you now have, is leading to these things for you, increasing your vitality, your empowerment, your perseverance to not let where A was at dictate how you move forward with your life. You may be looking for someone who's a little less fearful than A or has worked through more of their subconscious fears. I think that in your connections, you want to feel empowered and you're willing to work through hard things if the other person will show up for it as well. But that's the key factor there. Oh, okay. Wow. Really powerful energies coming through. Thank you, Rhea. Mary Lee is up next. We're just going to keep going. I see Maria's here too. Hello, Maria. Sorry if I missed saying hi. Think I have a lot of M names tonight, so I was going through and just checking those. Mary Lee, hello, hello. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. And I'm already shuffling the Light Seers Tarot, so I think that's the one we're going to go through and with today. And you say, hey, does the guy on my mind have a crush on me? Okay, does the guy on Mary Lee's mind have a crush on her? Whew. I want to get a crystal for this too. I get a lot of mental energies from this guy. Okay. This is really interesting because you are definitely on this guy's mind. Okay. The Page of Swords is coming up here. This is very, I mean, look, I mean, she's reading a book. She's, connected to these light bulbs, this energy. So this would be how he sees like your feminine energy. There's an intellectual connection, I'll put it that way. There's definitely like a wonderful like mental acuity that's coming through. This isn't what I would call crushing energy, but that doesn't mean it's not connection energy. Okay, so this person may just lead with the mental energies. That's what he feels like to me. He leads with the mental. And so the connection for him and the attraction is going to develop because we have a page here. It's going to develop on the mental and intellectual connection that the two of you have. That's what's going to be his portal of receptivity. All right. And that's going to be his lead card. Now, what's interesting is, I'm not seeing a lot of the emotion come forward yet, but there is a call for it, which I'll show you in a moment. But let's just look at these intellectual energies. We're looking at air energy here. We're looking at the mental mind. We do have a progression from this page to the Queen. All right. So you're growing in this person's mind. Okay. Your energy is becoming more and more prevalent, going from the page to the knight, which is not pictured here, to the Queen. All right. So there may be a lot going on in his brain, but your energy is growing and becoming more and more part of his awareness, taking up more space in his awareness. Okay. So again, I don't see like full-blown crush energy here yet, but I see the intellectual connection. So a great stone for this, for both you and this person. So I don't know, sometimes you can, like, if you work with the person, you can sneak a crystal in their desk or in the corner, on their desk or something like this. But the stone you got is malachite, and it says it's time to transform. And it's like that bright green heart energy. Okay, this guy is supposed to be learning, perhaps through his connection with you or how you're growing in his mind, how to drop down into the heart space more and begin to experience energies differently there. It's time for him to transform more into the emotional energies. I just think right now it's more comfortable for him to be having that intellectual connection. This could also represent someone, I kind of get that sense of like a guy who like will have the intellectual stimulation and conversations and then like kind of be a little bit dense on the comments that like not pick up your signals, like not realize that you're, twirling your hair or whatever, you're doing, you're like, hey, not picking up some of those signals because they're so much in their mind, not really like getting it until they get it, right? Until they sink into their heart space. So definitely it looks like some transformations coming if you can get yourself a nice piece of malachite, especially if you feel like I want to, invest in seeing where this goes with this person. It would be a good stone to help with the transformation of the relationship as well. Okay. You know, and since I got so many swords for you, it could also be the capacity to which you're thinking about him as well. I'll just add that in, Mary Lee. Like, so, you know, maybe you too could work on just really trying to feel out like, don't put him in your mind, but put him in your heart and see what is distinguished with that. And that will put out a different energy signal. Okay. All right, and come back and let us know how that goes. I'll be live again here on the 16th of November. So that's the next Q&A. Oh boy. Oh boy. Nancy, Nancy G barely picked up the cards and they're being thrown. Nancy says, "What's coming toward me in November?" Thank you. I got the crystal visions for you. That card came right out. I looked at your name, your question, and we're going to roll with it here. And we're going to get you also, I'm going to go for you, Nancy. We're going to get you a crystal too here. So Nancy, what's coming toward me in November? All right. How's everybody doing? Let me know if you're here. Throw a few hearts up. I'm going to try to check down here. We're getting through these questions. All right. For Nancy, please. Ooh, okay. So Nancy, November is going to continue like maybe some of the magical energies you've been going through. It's going to continue like your spiritual journey, you working with alchemy and the elements and really figuring out how things and people fit into your life. It feels like things are continuing to line up for you. And if I remember correctly, like the last message we did, which was around the Libra new moon, you know, some of these things were already brewing and maybe have been a part of your month, right? Or the last few weeks. It's going to continue into November. I'm getting that things might heat up a little for you, and you'll see why in a moment. But I think if you just remember that this is all a part of you getting things lined up in your life, you getting in alignment, you know where you stand with people, where they stand with you, the boundaries and those important kind of things may be stronger focus for November. There is going to be potentially some conflict coming in with the Five of Wands, but I will say about this particular one, it is about growth. Okay. It is about growth because we have the Magician. It is about how you respond to whatever this is. I'm also getting the sense that this could be you watching like other people get into it. Okay. So you're there and you're somehow witnessing this conflict, could be with other family members or like a workplace, you know, little tiff or something like that. You're there, but it's going to be a lesson for you in how you respond to any kind of conflict that comes up. Are you going to get drawn into it? Are you maybe going to be like this person back here and take a step back? Let these animals, these children, learn their lesson. Let them face their own challenges. Could also represent a pull to like caring to intervene and help out. Like you really do care, but at the same time, you have the wisdom and the knowing, and you've worked on things so much that you may just say, I'm going to let them work it out. Like I'm going to be able to distinguish that's not my battle to intervene on, right? So when we're imagining like going through our life's journey, and along the way there's beautiful, wonderful things, alchemical things, and we're evolving, and all these joy and, you know, nature and all these, you know, the laughter, music, all that good stuff, we've got all that. But then we have like those challenging spots as well, and that's these are really the energies you've been working on integrating on your path, Nancy, which is really good because you're exploring what it means to be all aspects of yourself. I love that. But now it's like, okay, is that my battle? No. So I'm going to keep going on this spiral over here, and I'm going to go up, 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 and they can work it out and downward spiral, whatever they need to do over there. Right. So there's that discernment coming in for you in the month of November. Now, whether this affects you directly or indirectly, this conflict, what's important for you to remember is to always find a way to forgive. Forgive them. They know not what they do. That statement's kind of coming to me. Rhodonite is a beautiful stone of beautiful pink and dark black, and so you have like the lighter, the heart loving aspect color with the pink, and then you have the shadowy black. It's an awesome stone to have with you to work on being able to see both sides of things, and have discernment for the situations and how you will or will not involve yourself in those situations, Nancy. Okay, so maybe get a little piece of rhodonite if you don't have one already. That would be a lovely stone for you to work with in the upcoming month. Okay. Miss Maria, how are you? Can I ask what physical trait, okay, MA finds the most attractive about me, if there is any? Absolutely, you may ask. What physical trait does MA find the most attractive about Maria, if any? Okay, let's have a look here. Woo. I'm giggling because it's like, whew, yeah. This MA definitely is attracted to you. And it's really sweet what I'm seeing here, okay? All right. So what I'm getting from MA is that, Maria, you have these aspects of you that are fun with the Page of Cups. I get for like MA, they kind of like flip them upside down, gets things moving. If you dance, the way you move is coming up as a physical trait that MA likes. So there's some sort of movement. I'm seeing hips, I'm seeing like belly dancing kind of moves, sensuality. I feel like MA likes the curves and wants to see, like there's like this isn't just a one trick pony, MA, okay? Like there's a whole package that MA is looking at, and there's this movement. So the physical trait of actually like moving your body, shaking your money maker, that is what MA likes, right? Really likes that. And I don't think it's limited to just one spot. Now, this really, moves MA, because we're going from the Page of Cups of like, ooh, I like the way you move, and into the Knight of Cups. I mean, there's not just physical attraction here, physical traits, it's true romance. And this is someone who wants to offer love and who sees that they want to connect with you in that beautiful, fun, loving movement that you do, right? And the way move your body, and let's move our bodies together, right? It's more in the movement than anything. So I don't even think it matters like what part of your body, but it's just maybe, and it's like, it's almost like ICMA, like it's that saying, like, I hate seeing you leave, but I love watching you walk away. Like they like the way you walk and they like the curves and they like the movement. All right. That's just what it is. It's beautiful though, because they have the romance too for you. You got Hawthorn. I did my first Taroan tea. I drank the Hawthorn tea, and it's about balance in the elemental kingdom. And so you may want to check that Taroan tea. It's just a couple of episodes ago that I put out every Tuesday. And there might be some messages in there for you as well. But hawthorn is a great herb of like bringing balance, and it's really nice to find this in the middle. I think this is MA is a person who can really appreciate and make you feel more sensual and accentuate the physical, but also there's love there. There's balance. There's beautiful balance in the elements between the two of you. So, if there's any doubt of that there's more to it than just physical. There's definitely more to it. There's romance intentions there as well. So I hope that's helpful for you, Maria. Thank you so much for coming on and asking a question. Yay. I'm going to work on down and make sure I kind of go slow, make sure I got everybody here. All right. Tressa. I feel like I'm doing the work, listening to messages, taking a step back, but still no financial progress. Things have never been worse. What is the message from the universe for me? All right, we're going to go to the crystal visions. And deep breath. I feel you. I feel this too, because you're like, I'm doing the work. We kind of want that representation in the physical world of things to come through for us, right? What's the message for Tressa, though, in this? What is the message here for Tressa? Tressa has an awesome offering up too. So check out Yourself Evolved here on YouTube and on Instagram. Okay. I'm going to go to the Angel Dreams Oracle for you, Tressa. I see some more people coming in. I see Nancy Ray, Gracie, Rem Dream Afterlife, Jay. Hello. Welcome. If you have a question or a theme, drop it in the chat. I'm going to do as many as I can until 8 p.m. and that's when I stop. My next live Q&A is on the 16th, same time, 7 p.m. Tonight, we're kind of looking into energies. The Taurus Full Moon is coming up, so we're having a great time here. Okay. All right. Back to Tressa. All right. So Tressa's doing the work, listening to the messages, doing all the things, right? When we're on the right track and we know we're on the right track, but we're ready to see some of the real life manifestations come. All right. And so your current energy, Tressa, is showing up in this 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is an active energy, but it feels like everything is kind of closing in on you. Things are getting tight. You're in a tight spot, right? So the Tarot sometimes has a way of saying, yeah, we're acknowledging that this is the way you feel. This card can represent someone who's feeling in a place of defense. All right. And so there may be something in your energetics that is still pushing against your progress. All right. I don't think this is permanent, though, from what I'm seeing here in the cards. I think this may be one of those avenues of growth that you need to go through. And maybe I think it has to do with restoring trust in someone else, honestly. Could be your partner. Could be your clients, right? I think there's a restoration of trust because it feels like when I tune into your energy, I feel like you trust yourself and your gifts, talents, and abilities. It feels pretty solid to me. But I think there's someone close to you that it's about restoring trust that they will come through, right, with something. All right. So that is one thing to look at. There may still be a desire for them to show up with something more than what you've been getting. And let's just for a moment, I think this is good for everyone on this live to remember. It is okay to want more. All right. It is okay for you to want more. It's okay for what someone else is offering for it not to be enough for you. All right. It's okay for you to want more and desire more. And I feel like, Tressa, you're learning to give yourself permission on that while you see if you can restore trust. All right. And it feels a bit deeper. This isn't just like in your conscious awareness. This goes into the subconscious realms here. The reason I think that this is still part of a metamorphosis and things are changing is you got a very abundant card here in the King of Pentacles. This is mastery of finances, mastery of the physical world. All right. This is, Yeah, I'm here, and it's coming into me. It's coming into me. So I've actually restored the trust. I'm I'm magnetized from my heart space. Look at all the green, the deep, deep, deep green in this card, dark green, right? From a deep place within me, I'm magnetizing this energy. Okay. And this is it easy to get to the King of Pentacles? No, right? This is doing the real work in the actual world, but it's also learning how to let things unfold and come to you. I would also say that it would be really good for you to steer clear of like the media right now, because there's a lot of and I'm talking about mainstream, not empowering media, right? Creative media. I'm talking about like the news and stuff. Yeah. It's you may also, because of your sensitivity level, be picking up on some fears around you, which just makes like the whole thing feel even worse. Also, you're being reminded very powerfully that you're not alone. You have support and guidance from your team, your spirit team. The angels here are coming through with so much love and excitement. Look at that. I mean, that angel is excited. Look at that face. It's like glowing and smiling, and like the crown is like buzzing up toward the sky, like even higher. um this is just about that restoration of trust, and that's connected in with your ability to magnetize here. All right. um Again, I feel like it's some trust outside yourself. It doesn't, and I'll tell you if I think it's you, right? But like I feel like it's someone close to you, and it's a restoration of trust. Something needs to level up in the trust factors there. And then the magnetization comes in. I know you're looking for the breakthrough. I know you're wanting the breakthrough, and sometimes it doesn't come that way, that like lightning fast. So hold the course. That's what I get. Hold the course. Hold the course. I'm going to look at one more thing. Yeah. Ace of Cups is on the bottom for you as I was shuffling. So I'm just going to throw that out there. Okay. All right. All right. Kimberly, and then the Gemini is coming up, and then Nancy Ray. Okay, so we're going to keep flowing through. Kimberly says, may I ask what message my guides may have for my financial opportunities in November? Okay, we're going to go into the light seers for you. What message do Kimberly's guides have for her regarding financial opportunities in November? Oh, I'm feeling what you all are asking about too. I feel it in myself. I feel it in the collective. I'm going to get you a crystal, Kimberly, because I know you are skilled with crystal knowledge as well, and I think it'll be helpful here. Ooh. Ooh. And you know what's interesting is it's funny that you're my two moderators showing up, and this is, kind of what you're going through. I think probably some of Tressa's message will resonate with you, Kimberly, and vice versa. Kimberly, you got the Temperance card. Patience. Steady on. Stay focused on your goals. Okay, Kimberly, I think you have some really clear goals about where you want to be. Like I want to reach that, and then I'll evolve from there even, but like right now, I want that. And it feels like you're going to have to wait for it a little bit as things come together, as things gel outside of you. This can be the card that says you've shot your shot, but like you're waiting for the universe to respond. And sometimes, like based on the distance of how far the star is you're shooting for, it takes some time for the arrow to get there, right? Like a rocket, how long would it take, an orbiter or something to get to Saturn, right? Like that's kind of what it feels like. It's in motion. It's in motion, but it's like that patience. Everything is going to come together. And I think for you, it has something specifically to do with um, the highest and best course coming together. So there's just some wobbling the universe is doing to try to get this just right for you and for you. And in your greater being, what you're being invited to feel into is this Queen of Wands energy, to celebrate yourself, to celebrate the ability to shoot for goals that are very, very high. And I think this goes into your spiritual life, not just into like practical world matters, but in your spiritual, like how you hold yourself to your own evolution. The Queen of Wands is a confident, empowered energy. She's very passionate. And the more you come into line with that passion, I think you and I, are having a conversation. I mean, anybody that's familiar with like, and I always take what resonates and leave the rest, just like in tarot readings, right? Bashar. Bashar does talk about, one of the messages I love from Bashar is about, you've got to align your life and your action with your passion. So, Kimberly, there may be this little element here. I know you're trying to get, the practical finance stuff, and you've got that Capricorn energy, but there's a deeper fire within you. It's your spiritual nature, it's your connection to empowering the feminine that in some way, shape, or form wants to be ritualized or would like some attention here. Okay. So you're being asked with that energy specifically from your guides, that Queen of Wands, you're being asked to go deeper. You got epidote. Now, what's interesting about this is an untumbled piece of epidote. When it's tumbled, it kind of looks more green and white. Honestly, this looks like a nug of something, doesn't it, y'all? Look like a little something, something, doesn't it? But this is all about going deeper. It's all about going deeper. It's that beautiful, deep green heart energy. I saw it in Teresa's King of Pentacles outfit too. When the king was wearing those deep, dark greens. Go deeper into this Queen of Wands energy while you're waiting. Okay, universe, bring it on in. Go deeper into that. So, very interesting, similar veins and experiences here. All right. Thank you so much, Kimberly. And thank you both for moderating and being here. The Gemini, like 12, has Sag given up on us? I kind of knew you were coming in and going to ask about Sag. I kind of felt it before the reading because I was like, I wonder if Gemini and Sag, like something's changed. Let's find out. I'm going to use the crystal visions here for you. So you are asking, has Sag given up on us? Has Sag given up on us? Gosh, this Sagittarius energy, they don't want to be read sometimes, All right, let me go in. We're gonna crank it out of the angel dreams, the subconscious. This is one of my favorite decks to kind of pull up some of the energies from that unspoken. Like, what's unspoken here? And I feel like there's a lot unspoken. That separation. So Sagittarius here feels to me like there's so much energy here. It's like your air and the fire. It's just so sparky, like the Sagittarius fire and the Gemini air. It just is all like sparking. So, Sagittarius comes in with the Two of Cups. This is love. This is like, you're my person. I want to be with you, husband and wife. This is the energy of two counterparts coming together and exchanging love in partnership. And so I look at this and I say, no, Saggy hasn't given up. The love is still there. Then Saggy comes in and gives me the Four of Pentacles, like fear, like lack mentality, like I'm not enough. Okay. And, I kind of went on that theme earlier. I think Saggy here's holding on to something the way things used to be, instead of letting them evolve into something beautiful, there's this hold on of the way things used to be. And as long as they're tightly holding on to this fear, they're not gonna be able to move into this partnership. And in the meantime, here you are, right? And so they've not given up, but they're too fearful. They're too fearful to come forward, admit mistakes, ask for forgiveness, do the hard work, and that's where they're being asked to change. And I remember before the live, I was like, I wonder if the energy with Saggy has changed. Like, and I feel like that's what's being called for here so strongly, the Gemini, but it's you who you're the one here asking the question. You got Dragonfly. This is like, Dragonfly is like the animal insect world embodiment of the subconscious, okay? Because if you imagine just how they fly, and they kind of zoom in, and there's this bridging for you of your conscious and subconscious mind. It keeps coming back to you and what you want, because Sagittarius, yes, loves and wants that connection and wants that partnership, but they're too afraid. And so it like all the energy keeps coming back to you for your magic transformation and being able to see beyond the illusion, which is sometimes a gift and a curse and a blessing all in one, right? Because this is why you keep asking, because you're feeling this. You feel this, and then you feel this energetically, even if you have no contact, then you get this, then you feel this. And so it's like, but the point is, they're not coming forward, they're not offering that commitment to you. So, what are you going to do with that? You know? Are you going to work to transform this and to just let that go? Like, it looks like this dragonfly is holding on to something. So I kind of feel like that's you and your subconscious holding up to it. It doesn't help that you're so energetically connected with Sag, because I can feel like you can't even avoid these energies. They keep coming in. Maybe you could do a little full moon release here in a couple days. November 5th, I think 8:17 Eastern time is the peak illumination for the full moon. That might be a helpful time for you to work a little more with letting this go. Remember, when we let go, it doesn't necessarily mean forever, but what we come to understand in our evolution is that it could mean this lifetime. It might not be this lifetime that Sagittarius is able to come forward, right? And so they've got both energies. Sometimes I feel like Sagittarius like a Gemini. They've got both energies. All right. Thank you so much. Keep us posted. But I'll offer you a challenge, the Gemini. What if we asked about you next time? Something about you for you. You know what I mean? Like, I love reading for relationships, but this is why I don't do like love and, I can do love and twin flames and soulmate readings, but when we really go deeper into those types of energies, we realize it's about us and our own transformation inside. It's not about the other person, right? So that would be my challenge to you. You don't have to do anything I say, but I'll just throw that out there. Nancy Ray, what are the main themes for November for Nancy Ray, please? The main themes for November for Nancy Ray. All right. And then I've got REM Dream Afterlife, which that's very cool. Love that handle. All right, Nancy Ray, we're going to get you a crystal to go along with this too. Here, helpful crystal for Nancy Ray with the main themes of November. Ooh, November, Nancy's looking very refreshing for you. You get the Three of Cups energy. This shows me energies of friendship, of coming together, particularly with like feminine energies, right? So sisterhood, sisters, friends coming together and just enjoying, maybe having some really reflective conversations. You can see these three friends, they have their back to us and they're gazing, they're stargazing. This could mean a more spiritual connection amongst friends or amongst women. All right. I like that. It really feels like a good theme for you to, if you're not open to that, maybe work on opening yourself up to that because it feels very nice, very pleasant. I love the lavender color in this. It feels very relaxed, not forced. It feels very like it flows, right? And that feels really nice. And then also you have the King of Cups energy, themes of emotions and love. This, I want to remind everyone, and I think this will be really important for you, Nancy Ray, that we are in a water grand trine energy until December. And I think you're really going to be connecting with those emotional energies, Nancy, personally. I think you're getting real honest. I think you have emotional processing that's going to be going on. There's emotional maturity. It could be in a change in friends. You may be connecting emotionally, and I would say you would use those emotional signals to inform you. How do you feel around that person? How do you feel around that person, right? The King of Cups could also represent some romantic love coming in as well for you, or a deepening if you're in an existing relationship, a deepening of that love, right? And where there's like an emotional growth between you and a partner. So this can be within yourself, but these are the beautiful aspects of the water grand trine energy. And so I would definitely take a look at that. I spoke about it in one of my Frequency Fridays a couple weeks ago. And then Nancy, you got a beautiful stone, which also I might add is great for abundance. So any of you trying to like call in the money for yourself, or you're launching something and you want to call it in, we've got citrine here, bring in the light. So bringing in the money, bringing in the emotional balance, bringing in the good fortune, bringing in the good experiences, meeting the right people. Citrine is a wonderful stone for that. And Nancy, you just be your own light, and you're going to draw in the rest of the light, and especially through people and how you feel about people in November. So huge themes for you. Water grand trine energy is big for you, okay, in the month of November. So I feel like, just to tell you, like, enjoy it. Enjoy how much like you've grown emotionally, how much you've worked through, how much you've matured, how you recognize that in others, and let the up leveling just flow. Let that flow. All right. I've got okay, so I've got Gracie and REM Dream Afterlife. I'm definitely going to get to you too. If there's anyone after, I may, if I don't get to you, I'm sorry, but please come back on the 16th and come in early and drop your questions. So I will like post the live usually like 40-30 minutes beforehand, and then you can come in and join the live chat if you come in early. Okay, so if I miss you, Jay, or anybody else, I'm sorry, I just can only get through so many in an hour. All right, so Gracie, you dropped in first, and then I think you realized, okay, this is how, yes, you can ask the question, right? Okay, so I'm going to go Gracie and then REM Dream Afterlife. Gracie, my connection with Arshit Shrivastava, I hope I said that right, in upcoming months. So I'm just going to say A for short. Arshit Shrivastava in the upcoming months, and you're looking for your connection. We're going to go to the Crystal Dreams Tarot here for you, Gracie. Whew. Okay. And a card fell out, but it was like the instruction card, like telling me I'm not supposed to be shuffled in here. Take me out. Okay, Gracie. I'm getting very warm, Gracie, for your reading. Very warm, like the warmth level just went up here. I think you have a decision to make, and a big decision at that. Let me get you a card from the Angel Dreams. You have a big decision to make about A. And I honestly feel like the ball's in your court, Gracie. Yeah, I got a wave of heat. So in the upcoming months, Gracie, I see distance. I see you creating distance with our sheet in the upcoming months. The Eight of Cups is that moment when you realize that you're letting something go or you're ready to walk away from something. Now, it could be the person themselves, it could be a dynamic between the two of you that you are done with. Okay. So, however that looks for you, trust your own intuition with that. But the Eight of Cups is that place where we feel like no longer emotionally tied to it. There's an acceptance here that yes, this is the best decision for me, and I'm going to go ahead and walk away. I'm going to take a different path. And that's what I see coming up for you with A in the upcoming months. I know that your mind is on this a lot, and you may not know what it looks like after you walk away. Like the path is still before you, and you want that illumination. But I'm just going to mention here that it's a woman looking at a crystal ball that's being illuminated by the sun rising over the horizon, and by her side is a lioness, and that indicates to me some Leo energy. It tells me that I want to tell you to have strength in this. We've got a little baby dragon here that could indicate that there could be family members, specifically children, involved here. There's a lot on your mind with this and like what your path is going to look like forward. But I think what I might encourage you to do is trust in your connection to creator source, to the divine within you. Let that be reflected. Let that be illuminated by the sun, by the stars. You got white color here. All right. You got white, source, divinity, and enlightenment. And I really feel like you already know what this is about. And this is about acceptance for you too. Your path forward has to do with you deepening your connection to that source energy, to what the divine means for you, to enlightenment, which is a virtue that many want to achieve and something to do with our sheet. This is all a part of your journey. It almost feels to me like your relationship has moved you in this way. It's given you the push that you needed to to really reconnect with the most divine within you. And so even though you can't quite see yet, you're beginning to put light on your path ahead. Just put your light out, right? Bring the light in and put it back out like we had citrine before this reading, right? And just allow your connection to source to guide you. Like you will be divinely guided on this part of your journey. All right. And that is a nice thought to have when we're working on walking away or leaving a dynamic or leaving a person or letting something about that whole situation change. All right, Gracie, I hope that helped empower you and give you some beautiful wisdom, because this is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. We're all walking each other home, right? And this is a beautiful indicator to say this, this is what you came for, to connect deeper in. Especially you, Gracie, you came to connect in deeper with your own divinity here. And sometimes that means walking away from situations or people. All right. REM, Dream Afterlife. How are you all doing? Hi. Did you ask a question, REM? Maybe you didn't ask a question. You asked everybody else how they're doing. Let me see if you dropped a question. I don't know if you. I'm looking down for your question. You said down at the bottom. Okay, if you want to read me, that's okay. It would be interesting. You just don't have a question. Well, how about this? How about we go with just your highest and best message? Let's just get you the highest and best message, REM Dream Afterlife. Like, you don't have a specific question, but what's your highest and best message right now? Let's just see, just out of curiosity. REM Dream Afterlife. Ooh. I'm going to get you a crystal too. Crystals can be fun. You don't have to use them physically, by the way. You can just connect to the energy of the crystal. So this is REM's highest and best. I'm cooling off. I got very hot during Gracie's. Lots of energy moving there. Wow, this is cool. So this may be something you already realize, REM Dream Afterlife, because you don't have a specific question, which tells me, you're probably, you just want to hang out and, with high vibe tribe and like chill and everything. But what's coming up is the wisdom that you carry, particularly with the emotional intelligence that you have. Your ability to process energies is really strong with the Five of Cups. Five of Cups can be one of those cards where it's like, I'm sad. I'm releasing sadness, but when I'm thinking about the highest and best message, this would also mean how you process emotions is very healthy. I feel like you don't sweat the small stuff, which is really good because a lot of us get caught up in the small stuff. And not for you. In fact, it feels to me like you're someone, a soul who like welcomes challenge because you acknowledge that from challenge growth happens, and so that's something that you're used to. And I don't know what kind of line of work you have or whatever, but it seems like you're good in de-escalation or de-escalating situations with the tower. um Again, I get that sense of what when to feel into something and attach to it and when not to. And so this makes you great at being able to kind of see the field for what it is really and act accordingly. The tower can be this could also represent your energy. So if people are uncomfortable or not as skilled in these energies, they could be like, whoa, you're too much for me. Kind of thing. All right. But there's this elegance to the way you do it, and it's very natural to you. And you're definitely getting a lot of support too with the angelite here. This is a softer energy than necessarily I feel here. So this could represent someone that is like an angel to you, a child, a way that you've supported your own journey with your inner child, even, or a physical child. And it just feels complete. It feels like wholeness to me, which is really nice. So if there's anyone you refer to as your angel, or it could be love too, angel, my little angel, or something like that. Could be a message for you, could be like from grandma or something like that, right? So that's coming in with support is all around you. So REM, thank you for letting me go into that for you. Jay and anyone else I might have missed that come in, I'm going to have to go back and read over the live chat. Uh, a big Shrina, hello. Please come again on November 16th, 7 p.m. The earlier you come in and drop your question or theme in, the quicker I can get to a reading for you. Okay, so if you do have that burning question, make sure you come in close to the 7 o'clock hour. On Tuesday, the next Tarot and Tea reading will be out. So you get a channeled message, a reading, and then a psychic weather forecast. And it's going to be a good one this week, y'all. I know some of you are feeling these major energies, right? We've got all kinds of things happening with the solar energies. We've got the 3-eye atlas passing Venus. We've got the full moon. Woo! Here we go. Okay, so you don't want to miss Tarot and Tea. And of course, I'll be live on Frequency Friday again on Friday at 10 a.m. All right, everybody, I'll see you next time. Love you all. Keep creating.